Yeah, so I'm gonna need a season 2 of Blue Lock ASAP injected into my veins, but truthfully, this was actually a lot better of a stopping point than I was anticipating. I mean, silly me and silly seemingly everyone based on the comments last week, thinking it's gonna shut off in the middle of the match, big cliffhanger, go read the manga, maybe a year later they confirm the second season. No, they just show us, no, this was going up against the world's best. That first goal, while it does show the promise, especially for characters like Rin, they are not even close to being ready to go up against the big dogs, and the fact that they got 5 goals lickety-split rapid succession, it puts them into place. It's easy to get lost in the idea that when you challenge a Baro, or you challenge a Rin of the Blue Lock experience, that's the goal. If we can get there, if we can surpass this, Asagi will truly be in the position to be the world's best someday. And then you actually go up against the world's best and it's reminded that, man, these characters, they're just a small mountain where Everest is still not even obtainable right now. But what a gamble to end this season on. If we lose here, Blue Lock's over. Blue Lock's completely done. We are down to 35 people, and now we're gonna try to steal the U20 team for ourselves, and holy... if that doesn't get you pumped for season 2, I don't know what would. Fantastic episode. I do have a full live reaction to today's final episode of season 1 available on my Patreon, so if you do want to see my full uncut thoughts to today's episode, head on over there and consider supporting. I love the Blue Lock. For months straight, I've been gushing about this, saying it's my new favorite sports series, and I leave season 1 with that exact same feeling. I loved what they did. I love how each character had like a different animation style. You had like this slow-mo. I mean, I thought Chigiri was fast. I was calling him Sonic the Hedgehog in previous matches. Sonic doesn't have anything on literally the Flash, basically making Rin look like nothing. I love how they used previous matches to get across how strong a character was. Like if we rewind with Baro when we were going up against Rin's team, the one dude literally, he was going toe-to-toe with Baro in terms of physical physique. And the fact that in this match, he gets thrown away like he's just a disposable rag. The team that they went up against are pros for a reason, and holy do they have a long way to go if they ever have a shot at actually beating them. The unfortunate thing is that it was an absolutely heartbreaking episode if you were a Kunigami fan, because he did not make it. I was actually expecting Ryo would be the one not to make it out of the two. I just figured that it would be an interesting perspective to see Nagi, like how he would respond to that, especially given that he's broken away so much. But to see just the final team come out, because they have like 7 teams, right? Our first team was obviously Rin, because anyone who started off on Rin's team was probably going to end up being the first pick team. And honestly, our previous team came in second. It was nice. And then we got to see a bunch of new characters. We got to see some familiar faces. There's even some really good comedy with some of this. And then the final team comes in. We see 3 people. And then we see Ryo, and then we see this bastard. And I mean, he made me laugh. I mean, the whole Salon joke was fantastic, that it's all just Sun Baby. I didn't go to no Salon in that. But man, if this dude's gonna make it. I feel like he's gonna be one of the ones picked for this team, hands down. But ultimately, like, he tried to kick Asagi in the face almost right away. Like, I don't even know, should he have succeeded with that if Asagi would have been badly injured? Like, if that would have been a disqualification? I don't know. But either way, it was heartbreaking because he didn't make it. He didn't make it at all. And honestly, the fact that the way they explain it, Good Hard probably has some talent, but just wasn't even close to having the potential. Just the way they can so casually remove half of the characters that we've come to expect, right? And then just to see all these new ones, it's going to be a lonely journey when the final few are remaining and who ultimately is there. Maybe, you know, once we get to the final 11 people there, maybe there won't be any more eliminations for a long time, I don't know. But I mean, given the fact that every match of Blue Lock has been better than the previous, what we're setting up for a season 2, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that match lasts 8 episodes or something. There's just so much potential, and honestly, the more you watch of it, the more exciting it becomes. I love the little montage they did when the credits are playing of just seeing him at the very beginning to where he ended up here. If you look at the progression of Asagi as a character, it's literally night and day, but when you look at a character like Rin, who's been an almost unobtainable gold, like the fact that, you know, Baro was kind of that, and then we kind of felt like we could use him and we'd get better, and Rin could be that, and then Rin just ended up picking us because we kind of showed him a little something something. The fact that the person we've been chasing after this whole time wasn't even close to coming toe-to-toe with the best in the world, it is going to be exciting. I mean, in terms of pure passion, I think Rin has the most. I mean, that anger, that resentment, that ferocity, he was the only one on the team who truly thought they had a shot at winning. And it's going to be very interesting to see how these characters are going to rub off on one another and the type of like new abilities, the new kind of skills that they'll learn and kind of like steal from one another. They'll copy, they'll grow, they'll kind of like be like a rubber band and just try to continue to flex what it is they have to offer, because this is all or nothing. The funding's going to be gone, and honestly, if they lose, they'll be the laughing stock of the world. It's no wonder a lot of parents are pretty much saying like enough's enough. It feels like it's pointless, it's silly, and our boy Jinpachi is spending an arm and a leg on like a ridiculous amount of money just to get these pros here. And then there's like extra millions if they get a goal. Like it's understandable why both business and parental sides are saying shut down Blue Lock. We don't want Squid Game soccer anymore. But I mean, it feels like they gotta win here, because otherwise, where would you go with the story after? But I mean, this show has proven, even if you think you know where it's going, you never truly do. And the next big match, whether we get some smaller ones building up to it, or we just jump right into that after some training, no matter what, Season 2's content will be insane. I can wait as long as needed. I always give shows that really pique my interest as long as I physically can before potentially jumping aboard a source material, but for how much I loved being shocked, I'm going to hold off as long as possible, because I think we will get a Season 2. I think it'll take some time, and if we can get a Season 2 confirmed, that's another 2 core. They take a couple years to come back to it. I can wait. I really can. I thought they did fantastic. Yes, there was sections of the internet that were complaining that it was the ugliest show on planet Earth, but I mean, yeah, sometimes you can nitpick some 3D, but as I keep saying, the 3D in general is actually used pretty damn well to really show like some wider shots, the plays, and the up close and personal moments I absolutely loved. I mean, they had so much personality to the show. It really looked like Blue Lock from episode 1 all the way to the end, and it never felt like it was trying to copy or be like something we've seen before. And the fact that you can have so many sports series, we've had so many soccer anime, we've had so many shows that feel like they just kind of look like this other one, but Blue Lock said, we are Blue Lock. Unique character designs, unique animation style, and honestly, in terms of how they handled 3D, 90% of the time, I thought it was way better than most sports series that try to utilize it, especially for a back-to-back 2-core. I mean, I was expecting a lot worse with production, especially once we got to the second half, and while yes, it was more noticeable in the second half, it was far from the ugliest thing ever like some people like to argue on the internet, but then again, some people just will never be happy if there's any form of 3D that is noticeable to the human eye. This is what you would call a bittersweet finale, as we lost some characters, we lost the match, but the future and possibilities are endless. Asagi's passion and how determined he is to be better, Rin just being fired up, especially after hearing his brother's name dropped. It's going to be a good Season 2 whenever we eventually do get it. But let me know what you thought of either this episode or the season as a whole down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new around here. Also be sure to ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload on the channel. And of course, as I mentioned, we do have that full live reaction available on my Patreon. And while you're there, you can also get a video shoutout. So today we have the Improvement Lab, Slippers, Stephanie Alala, and Tran Nguyen. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.